What's up guys, today I'm going to be showing you how to make a full piano house track in the style of MK that sounds like this. Don't fall for me. So with these sort of tracks, the first thing I always start out with is the chords. I like to use M1 piano with this one, Korg M1. And then I use this piano 16. So what you would want to do is go to all of these and just clear them out from the initial preset and then choose this piano 16. Then, you could choose whether you want to or not, but I turn the delay and reverb off inside of M1 and then put it on externally. And I'm using a good bit of processing here. So first I add some ozone imaging to widen the sound a bit because it is pretty mono. I add some OTT to brighten it up a bit. EQ afterwards, and then I have my delay and reverb, and then I also have just a slight boost on the mids with this EQ, and then I also have another EQ that's being automated to filter in like the break. So this is what that sounds like. It's just a 4-bar loop, and this loops throughout the entire song. So our next important element is the bass line, which is following the root note of the chords. And I'm using 3 layers. I'm using a sub bass, a donk bass, and then sort of like a top layer. So here's what everything sounds like individually. So for the effects, I just have some distortion on each of the mid basses and the top bass. And then the sub, I just have an EQ. For the sub to be strong, I like to use like a square wave and a saw wave together because there's much more harmonics there. And then I will add some distortion inside of Serum as well. So as you can see, I have a square and a saw in Serum, and then some asym distortion as well, just to beef up the sub bass a lot, so it's not just a fundamental harmonic sine wave. So all the basses together sound like this. Now, of course, this track would be nothing without drums, so I added a lot of like groovy drums. I have some like bongos and toms and stuff, as well as a lot of hi-hats layered together to give it a nice groove. So as you can see by the offset with the grid, I do have some swing here just to give it that extra groove. And here's what all the drums sound like together. I think it's really important to fill these sort of tracks with drums because there's not much atmospheres going on, although there are some. The main elements are just the piano, bass, and all these percussions, so it's right in your face. And to make the track sound full, you really want to load it up with a lot of drums, and that's what I did here. You want to load up the whole frequency spectrum with drums. You don't just want to have hi-hats, you want to have 909 snares and some bongos and toms too as well. Now I know I mentioned I didn't use a lot, but I use a little bit of atmospheres during the entire track just to have some background pads and stuff, and it fills up the mix nicely. Now another thing that I add to both build-ups and the end of each drop is this like old school acid synth that's evolving. It gives the track some nice movement because with the piano, drums, and bass, it's pretty straightforward and there's not much movement in the track in terms of automation and stuff. So this background art kind of adds to that. So the last thing I have here is just a simple splice phrase for a vocal just to fill it up a bit more and make the track a little bit more memorable. Don't fall for me. Now lastly, to give the track a little bit of extra tension as the drop progresses, I have these really high strings. So I'll start from the middle of the drop this time, and this is what the full track sounds like. So So yeah, that's basically the whole track. Even though I just showed a little snippet of that drop there, if you take all those elements and arrange them differently or around different sections of the song, that's the whole song right there. Tech house in general is pretty repetitive in the sense that you have a section with all the elements playing, and the rest of the track is just different arrangements of those elements together. And it still sounds pretty interesting. As long as you're arranging and composing things nicely, you don't need to have so many different things going on. And if you do, it's just going to clutter the track and make it sound not really that cohesive. So if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like. And if you liked any of the synths that you heard, it's also in my preset pack that you can download on my website. The link will be in the description. And I'll see you guys in the next video.